everyone, it's Melissa from Little Kosher Lunch. Passover is coming up and we are doing a lot of preparation in my house, which I thought was a great opportunity to share with you what I love about Passover and the ways in which I enrich our Passover Seders with flair, excitement, fun, lightheartedness. And I also host Passover without having a lot of equipment on hand or any special tools specifically for Passover. So this is something that you can do if you're newly celebrating or you have a young family, or if you're far from your family and you're hosting on your own. Please consider these tips to make it a great Pesach and a great Seder for you. Firstly, if you're new, I'd love to suggest that you choose an off night for hosting a Seder. So the first and second nights are very traditional nights where Jews will host a formal Seder, and often these are not nights when I would be in charge because it's a lot of pressure. So if you want to have friends over or have a children's Seder, definitely consider the third night and beyond, and this relieves you of the pressure of performing and you can really just make it your own. On this table, I've really made it my own. So a white tablecloth is traditionally, heads of household who are planning a Seder, they have all of their Seder plates and their matzah covers. I don't own those things, but I got out things that were Passover appropriate. So I've made a Seder plate just out of a regular plate. I happen to have a collection of frog figurines, so I got them out for the Passover Seder. And I draw upon themes of springtime, things that are beautiful to me, and I make it work. So one example that might give you a fun idea is that I took these frogs, or you could take another vase of some kind, and for $1, I have 4 bunches of parsley, and that for this table setup is my flower arrangement. I also have some daffodils off to the side. Those are a springtime flower that you can buy for cheap. They're $1 or $2 a bunch. So these would also be really beautiful and springy for your Seder table. I also should note that I have this bar cart set up, and a bar cart or a folding table off to the side is a great way to hold extra supplies for the Seder. I have matzah. I believe in drinking the wine that you like for your Seder. You can also have your kosher sweet wine, which we have here. And over here on my regular, cake plate or platter, I've just cribbed off of my Haggadah. This is one thing I did invest in is printed Haggadot, but you can print them from the internet for free. And in your Haggadah, you'll have a guide to your Seder plate, as well as a guide for the checklist of items for your table and the steps of the Seder. So using that, I just created an area for my shank bone. These I cooked for dinner last night, and I just took the meat off. They were delicious. I have horseradish in various forms, a bitter radish, which is great for children. I have ground horseradish off to the side, haroset that I've made, a hard-boiled egg that has a roasted appearance, and I did a video on this, I'll link for you, and parsley. And there are other ways of doing a Seder plate. So, some people use the orange as a symbol on their Seder plate. A vegetarian might use a beet in lieu of a meat shank bone. And so there's a lot of beautiful traditions and tutorials out there about Seder plates specifically. I don't have a fancy matzah cover, so I'm just using a dish towel, and I put my matzot underneath. These are the 3 matzahs that are used for the service, and then I have other boxes of matzah off to the side. So after you set a beautiful table, if you're hosting children, you might let the children set their own tables and make it their own and make it beautiful, which is a great way for them to learn. I also want to encourage you, when you're thinking about your menu, to break free from traditional Seder foods while keeping it kosher for Passover. So by the third night and beyond, your guests may have had all the matzah balls, all of the gefilte fish, all of the brisket that they want. So you might consider doing something different from a matzah ball course or different from a gefilte fish course if that's not your style. Or you can buy those things pre-made, and I think that's fine too. So examples might be a steamed artichoke course as a starter, or asparagus salad, which I have on my blog and I'll link up for you. You might stick with the brisket, or chicken marbella is a dish that I love, or you could broil some salmon at the last minute and serve that with a roasted tomato and a little cucumber salad. You can really just break free, like you can do a super Jewish menu, or you can do a different menu. You should do what you want. For desserts, I don't like the kosher for Passover baked goods, I'll be honest, but I do love a pavlova, a meringue, a gorgeous fruit platter, sorbet with macaroons. My children love a banana split, so if you're doing a dairy menu, really break free from the usual items and go to town. Lastly, you should have fun, you should be playful, and you should do all of the songs that you love. I have Persian Jewish friends who do dayenu by whipping one another with a green onion. I think that's a great tradition, so I've set my table with green onions for everyone. I also will do a separate video for you about having children's areas set up for playtime during or before the Seder so that you can engage them, but also have, tools and books and toys available because the Seder can go on for a long time. So that is all. I just wanted to thank you so much for watching me here on this channel. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it if you want alerts about future videos I'm doing. And feel free to look down below for resources and some of the items that I've mentioned here today. Thanks again.